Holloway Elementary, and this morning is the Stories at Soar show for all of these kids.
Stories That Soar is all about empowering young people by giving voice to their original words and creative ideas. It lets kids know that their stories matter. It connects writing to possibilities.
Did you all write stories for Magic Box?
Yeah.
We've worked really hard for 2 weeks. We have a wide array of stories, and they don't know if their story is performed or not. So I have the privilege of sitting in the audience and watching them as they realize the story is theirs. And this is what it's all about.
Once there was a dragon!
My kiddos get so excited. Like, they were elated that Magic Box was coming today.
I'm up to the stories.
They see, oh, someone's gonna read my story and they're gonna go act it out, and like people are gonna get to see that.
The stories are all mine and I'm taking all the credit. Signed, plagiaristic by.
Stories at Soar begins with an invitation from our hungry story-eating Magic Box for kids to feed it their stories. So the Magic Box goes to the schools and it eats stories for about 3 weeks. And at that point in time, we pick it up and we read all of the stories. Now, we typically have a team if it's a good-sized school, because those kids, the buy-in is there and we get hundreds and hundreds of stories. So we read every single one, and then whoever is directing narrows it down to a group of about 40 to 50 that they will hand out to the cast.
This is more fun for puppetry. I think King of the Tower is just kind of comedy.
So what's happening here today, we're starting the rehearsal process for the Holloway Elementary show. So our actors have their stories, and tonight they're going to come in and pitch their concepts.
So it comes out on stage and it's like, my friends are smart. And you know what's great about friends? Some friends can be small, and then I want somebody smaller than them to come out and they like high five.
Once we pitch our concepts, then we'll work as a team to narrow it down to 15 stories that we're going to produce that wind up on the stage. I want to find a way to have that real clear moment of connection. We have a team of about 20 contracted artists that we rotate throughout the season. We really try to incorporate professionals of different backgrounds.
And some friends are big.
Hey!
There are tons of different theater companies that do devised theater, that do children's theater, that roughly is the same concept, but they kind of riff off a child's story. It's inspired by. And what we do is we produce that child's story. And we're not going to rewrite the story and fix it. The whole point is giving voice to their stories.
And kids see their stories come to life. Like, I didn't know I was so funny. I didn't know my story was that good. And that's because we find it in there. And I think it helps kids see how great their words and ideas are.
Then they were learning how to fly.
One of the things that I think is really special about the Magic Box is it invites kids to write whatever they want, whatever they're processing and thinking about.
It doesn't matter if you can write a whole paragraph or even write one word. Like, they want to just take what you have, and I think that that's important. It gives every child a voice.
This student, Daisy, she wrote a lot of touching stories, and they all were around her mother's death.
Can you hear me? I miss you more.
We try not and shy away from something because it's difficult, because we feel if kids are processing and talking about it, they need to be validated.
I loved it. I loved the way the girl danced. It actually, when they performed it, I heard a few words and I said that to my story, and I actually really loved it that I started crying.
It's so important that those stories have a voice as well, because, you know, it's part of life, that's part of this child's experience, and it's part of their school's community story.
Au revoir.
Friends who can be like sad or they're happy, and they can have different feelings even though they're struggling through stuff. because like when I was moving here, I had to move and I left my best friend, so it's really sad. So I found out to make a story kind of about that.
I watched her face when they did her story, and her eyes went wide and she had a big smile on her face like she accomplished something.
I felt really happy that I heard my story being told on the stage.
I actually mean a lot because just to know that it got selected and performed, it actually really made me feel happy.
I think that the magic box was like a creative way to make the kids like write stories, use their imagination.
It opens that broader range for them of what's possible, and oh yeah, we can connect this to math, and yeah, we can do a social studies, and so they really start to take that on and lead it.
It makes you want to come to school every day. It makes you want to teach, you know, when you have kids who just love what they do and love to come.
It's really instilled like a love of writing. The impact of that is that they're inspired.
Did you enjoy the show? Let me hear it!
For us, we see literacy as more than reading. It's a healthy competition when kids are writing, wanting to see their stories there on the stage. And it's really, with increased literacy, we have way more opportunities for success in our lives.
Hi, I'm Tom McNamara, host of Arizona Illustrated. Thank you for watching this Arizona Illustrated story here on YouTube. And if you like that one, well, here's another story we think you'll like.